On their way to school, a family stumbled upon a tiny kitten hiding beneath their car tire, meowing faintly. The kitten seemed too scared to move, prompting the family to gently scoop it up for safety. It was then that they noticed something peculiar. A small note was tied around the kitten's neck. As they carefully unraveled the note, their initial curiosity turned to disbelief. The words written on it were so alarming, it left the family standing in stunned silence. Stephen, who was the first to read the note, went over the words at least 3 times to make sure that he was not reading it wrong. He also passed it to his wife, but wanted to make sure that his kids did not get to read it. They did not even seem to care or notice how shocked he was by the note. They were completely preoccupied by the scared but very cute kitten. After reading the note, his wife Lily took Stephen by the arm, and together they took a couple of steps back. They needed to discuss this outside the earshot of the children. Illy opened up the note again, and they both read it one final time. "Good luck. This kitten will ruin your life." The parents looked at each other. What the hell could this note mean? They speculated that it almost had to have been written by the previous owner of the animal. The kitten looked like it had been on the street for a little bit now. But because of the note, they doubted that it was born there. As for the contents of the note, they were unsure about how a kitten like this could possibly ruin their lives. Before they had even seen the note, it had basically already been decided that if the kitten did not have an owner, it would come home with them. The family had done this with many homeless animals before, and they had about 15 creatures at home currently. 1 kitten more would not make the difference. But of course, this note had made them have second thoughts. While their children were still playing with the kitten, Stephen and Lily started to speculate what could be wrong with this animal. Was it secretly maybe really mean? Did it bite? Did it maybe have a chronic illness that would be very expensive to fix? Would it ruin away a lot? Could it have a virus or illness that would easily spread? Suddenly, Lily realized that it might be dangerous to have her children so close to the animal. She quickly rushed towards them and pulled the kids back while telling them not to put their hands anywhere close to her face. The kitten got a bit scared and ran under their parked car nearby. The children were confused but trusted their mother knew what she was talking about. But Lily also knew that they would not accept them not taking the kitten home. Stephen looked under the car and saw the kitten leaning up against the wheel. It looked so helpless and sad. Stephen felt a strong urge to help this animal, despite what could be wrong with it. But he, of course, did not want to potentially risk the health of his children. There was only one thing he could think of to do, and that was to take the animal to the vet to have it checked out. This would, of course, cost a bit of money, but he was not too worried about that. They were doing well enough financially to spare these expenses. He opened up the trunk of the car and emptied an old box. Armed with his old gloves, he carefully took the kitten from under the car and boxed it up in the car. The kids were excited to get this animal help, even though they were not allowed to touch the animal right now. While Stephen was driving towards their standard veterinarian clinic, Lily had the box with the kitten on her lap. The animal was clearly a bit scared, but it also seemed calm. Lily was not afraid it would suddenly try to escape or lash out or something. And she was right. After a 15-minute drive to the vet, the animal had in fact calmed down so much it had fallen asleep. When they got into the vet's office, the family was welcomed as close friends, which made sense seeing as they had 15 animals that would be brought in from time to time. They were here at least once every 2 weeks for the past year, and thus, when they walked through the door with a new animal, the vet had no problem giving them the premium treatment. Stephen explained to the vet how they came across the animal and, in private, enlightened him about the strange note. The vet could not help but be just as surprised as Stephen was and seemed very eager to start checking the animal out. And he was even willing to do Stephen a favour. He was going to check the animal out for free. The family had paid him enough money over the years, and he wanted to help them with their good deed. Stephen gratefully returned to the waiting room where his family was also seated. The check should not take too long, and they were in fact called back into the office not even 20 minutes later. The vet greeted them with a smile on his face and the conclusion that there was nothing wrong with the kitten, except that it was a bit underfed. But this made perfect sense, seeing as it lived on the street for a while. He had also found out that the animal was chipped. But the issue was that this chip was wiped off nearly all the information on it. The only thing that remained was the name of the clinic that had placed the chip. It was a clinic that the vet himself was not familiar with. But after doing a quick Google search, they found out it was a small practice in the next state over, about a 10-hour drive away. Both the parents and the vet himself found this a bit strange. They knew that sometimes kittens were sadly dumped on the street. But how did this tiny animal end up so far from home? They could not imagine that somebody had maybe bought and transported a kitten that was so far away or would drive hours and hours to have it chipped. Something was not adding up here. After the perplexing visit to the vet, the family decided to focus on the brighter side. With warm smiles and open hearts, they officially welcomed the little stray into their family, christening him Milo. The children's eyes sparkled with excitement as they gently stroked Milo's soft fur, whispering promises of friendship and care. Amidst the mystery of his past, Milo had found a new beginning, wrapped in the loving embrace of his new family. Milo's first steps into his new home were tentative yet curious. The family watched with affection as he sniffed around, exploring every corner and nook. He was introduced to his furry siblings, a mix of rescued cats and dogs who eyed him with mild interest. It was a house brimming with life, and Milo, with his wide, wondering eyes, was ready to be a part of this vibrant new world. In the following days, Milo began to unwind and reveal his playful nature. He found joy in simple things: a dangling string, a rolling ball, a sunlit spot on the living room carpet. The family observed, amused and relieved, as Milo claimed his favorite places around the house, curling up in cozy corners or stretching out on the sunny windowsills. It was as if he had always been a part of their home. The children's laughter filled the air as Milo chased after balls and pounced on toys. Even the other pets, initially aloof, started to engage in Milo's games, forming a unique bond with the tiny newcomer. The house resonated with a new kind of energy, one that only a playful kitten could bring. Milo's spirited antics became a source of joy and amusement for the entire family. As the days passed, it became clear how seamlessly Milo had blended into the family. Each member had formed their own special connection with him. Even Stephen and Lily, initially worried about the strange note, found themselves enamored with the little furball's charm. As they sat together, watching Milo nap peacefully, they reflected on how this tiny, mysterious kitten had brought an unexpected but welcome burst of happiness into their lives. As days turned into weeks, Milo confidently established his favorite spots in the house. He claimed the sunny window ledge in the living room, a cozy nook in the children's playroom, and, to everyone's amusement, a small basket in the laundry room. His presence in these spots became as regular as the sunrise, each place holding a special significance in his daily routine of naps and observations. The family soon began the gentle process of teaching Milo the house rules. With patience and treats, they showed him where to find his food and water, how to use the litter box, and which furniture was not meant for scratching. Milo proved to be a quick learner, displaying an intelligence that impressed his human companions. His adaptability and eagerness to please made the training a smooth experience. Milo's curiosity, a natural trait of his feline nature, led to amusing escapades around the house. He explored shelves and cupboards with a stealthy agility, occasionally knocking down a pen or a paperclip. His playful investigations were harmless and often left the family laughing as they watched him chase the occasional shadow or light beam across the floor. Each family member found special moments to bond with Milo. The children would read stories to him, enjoying his attentive gaze. Lily often found him curled up beside her during her evening book reading, while Stephen shared his morning coffee time with Milo purring on his lap. These moments of connection deepened the bond, making Milo an integral part of their family circle. Reflecting on Milo's integration into the family, it was remarkable how smoothly he had become a part of their lives. His gentle purring became a comforting background in the home, and his playful antics a source of daily joy. Stephen and Lily often remarked on how Milo had not only found a place in their home, but also nestled deeply into their hearts. The family started noticing odd misplacements around the house. Objects they used daily were turning up in strange locations. Lily's reading glasses were found on the bathroom shelf, Stephen's car keys under the sofa, and the children's storybooks scattered in the hallway. It was as if a playful spirit was rearranging their belongings each night, adding a whimsical yet mysterious element to their routine life. Nights in the house became filled with unexplained noises. Soft thuds, resembling the padding of tiny feet, echoed in the hallways. Whispering rustlings originated from the living room, and a gentle tapping on the windows added to the eerie nocturnal chorus. These disturbances disrupted the family's sleep, leaving them puzzled and slightly unnerved each morning. The home's previously peaceful nights were now laden with mysterious sounds. There was an unexplainable shift in the atmosphere of the house, infusing it with a sense of mystery. Shadows seemed to play at the edge of vision, creating a subtle, theatrical interplay of light and dark. Soft, indistinct murmurs filled the quiet moments, adding an aura of intrigue. The family felt an unnerving sensation of being watched, transforming their familiar home into a realm of quiet whispers and fleeting shadows. As these strange events persisted, the family began to suspect Milo's involvement. The timing of these occurrences, coinciding with his arrival, was too uncanny to ignore. Items found in bizarre places, unaccountable noises at night, and the altered atmosphere of the house seemed connected to the enigmatic kitten. The family pondered over this puzzle, wondering if there was more to Milo than his playful exterior suggested. Amidst the puzzling occurrences, the family gathered to discuss their growing concerns. They couldn't ignore the strange happenings that coincided with Milo's arrival. The misplaced items, the nocturnal noises, and the eerie shadows had turned their once peaceful home into a place of mild yet persistent mystery. They pondered over whether these events were harmless coincidences or if Milo, with his inscrutable feline ways, played a role in them. The discussion was filled with a mix of curiosity and mild apprehension about the recent changes in their household dynamics. One night, a loud crash from downstairs shattered the family's peaceful slumber. Startled and disoriented, they gathered in the hallway, hearts racing with anxiety. The sound of shattering glass and muffled movements echoed up the stairs, indicating that the safety of their home had been compromised. With a mix of fear and urgency, they realized that this disturbance was far from the harmless mysteries they had been experiencing. Stephen, adrenaline surging, cautiously made his way downstairs, only to discover a shadowy figure rummaging through their living room. The intruder, unaware of Stephen's presence, continued to sift through their belongings. Stephen's mind raced as he weighed his options, realizing the imminent threat to his family's safety. The situation had escalated from eerie oddities to a real and dangerous intrusion. Their loyal dog, sensing the danger, sprang into action, barking fiercely and cornering the intruder. Startled, the burglar froze, caught off guard by the unexpected defender. The dog's bravery gave Stephen the moment he needed to secure the situation. He quickly alerted the authorities, grateful for their pet's protective instincts. The family watched in awe as their usually gentle pet transformed into a courageous guardian in their time of need. In the chaos, the family suddenly realized that Milo was nowhere to be seen. They searched frantically, calling his name, but he didn't respond. The open window, which the intruder had used to enter, loomed ominously. It was a heart-dropping moment, realizing that Milo might have slipped out into the night. The family's concern for their beloved kitten added another layer of tension to the already stressful situation. After the police arrived and the intruder was taken away, the family's immediate concern turned to finding Milo. They scoured the neighborhood, calling out for him under the moonlit sky. Finally, after what seemed like an eternity, they found him hiding under a bush a few blocks away, scared but unharmed. Relief washed over them as they gently scooped him up, grateful to have their furry family member back safe in their arms. After the unsettling intrusion, the family became vigilant about their home's security. Each night, they methodically checked every door and window, ensuring everything was locked and secure. This new routine, born out of necessity, brought a sense of control and safety. They even involved Milo in this ritual, showing him how the family was working together to keep their home, and everyone in it, safe and sound. Despite their careful precautions, one morning they awoke to find the back door ajar. A quick check revealed that some of their pets were missing, causing a wave of anxiety to wash over them. The open door was a baffling mystery, considering their meticulous nightly checks. The family felt a growing unease, wondering how their efforts could have been bypassed and what this meant for their home's safety. The family, along with a group of helpful neighbours, set out to search for their missing pets. They combed the neighbourhood, calling out and shaking treat bags. The community's spirit shone as everyone pitched in, understanding the bond between pets and their families. The search was a testament to the neighbourhood's camaraderie and empathy, as each person contributed to reuniting the beloved pets with their anxious family. Determined to unravel the mystery, Stephen decided to install surveillance cameras around the house. He strategically placed them to cover all entry points and common areas, hoping they would provide some answers. The family felt a mix of anticipation and apprehension, knowing that the cameras might reveal something unexpected. The installation of these electronic eyes marked a new phase in their quest for understanding the strange occurrences in their home. With the cameras set up, the family settled into a tense waiting game. Each day, they would review the footage, searching for any clue that might explain the recent events. The screens became their new focal point, holding the potential answers to their questions. Their home life was now punctuated by regular checks of the camera feeds, each member hoping for a revelation that would bring an end to the mysteries surrounding their once peaceful sanctuary. The family gathered to review the latest camera footage, and what they saw left them astounded. It was Milo, skillfully using his paws to open doors. Watching Milo's unexpected dexterity and intelligence in action was both impressive and bewildering. They realized that the recent disturbances weren't the work of an intruder or a fault in their security, but the clever antics of their own pet. Further examination of the footage revealed more of Milo's escapades. They watched as he not only opened doors, but also tried to help other pets escape. This revelation shed light on the recent missing animals incident. It was Milo, the tiny mastermind, orchestrating these escapes with a feline finesse that was hard to believe. His actions were curious and hinted at an underlying intelligence they hadn't fully appreciated before. Realizing Milo's role in the household's recent upheaval, the family held a meeting to discuss what to do about his behavior. There were concerns about safety and the well-being of their other pets. They recognized Milo's intelligence and resourcefulness, but also understood that boundaries were necessary. It was a delicate balance to maintain, respecting Milo's clever nature while ensuring the harmony and safety of their home. Seeking solutions, Stephen called their vet for guidance on Milo's behavior. The vet listened intently, expressing both surprise and interest in Milo's abilities. He suggested that Milo's intelligence and energy needed to be channeled positively and recommended consulting with an animal behavior specialist. Stephen appreciated the advice, feeling a glimmer of hope that with professional help, they could understand and manage Milo's unique behavior. Armed with advice, the family brainstormed new strategies to curb Milo's escapades. They considered various approaches, from more engaging toys and activities to rearranging their home to make escapes more challenging. Their goal was to keep Milo stimulated and content within the house, redirecting his cleverness into less disruptive activities. It was a trial and error process, fueled by their commitment to understanding and caring for their extraordinary pet. Despite the family's efforts, Milo continued his escape attempts with a persistent ingenuity. Each new day brought a fresh challenge as Milo discovered and explored new potential escape routes. His determination was both admirable and concerning. The family couldn't help but marvel at his cleverness, even as they strove to gently discourage his escapades. It was a curious habit that kept them on their toes, constantly adapting to his latest discoveries. The family took additional measures to reinforce the security of their home. They installed more advanced locks and made sure that windows and doors were Milo-proof. Their house, once open and inviting, now had a fortress-like quality to it. This new level of security was a testament to their commitment to keeping Milo and their other pets safe, even if it meant altering the very nature of their home. Amidst their efforts to secure the house, the family often pondered over Milo's motives. Why did he feel the need to escape? Was it a desire for adventure, a call of the wild, or simply feline curiosity? Understanding Milo's inner world became a topic of many family discussions as they tried to empathize with their enigmatic pet. They knew that comprehending his desires was key to addressing his behavior. Realizing that Milo might be needing more than just physical security, the family adopted a more compassionate approach. They increased their interactive playtime with him and introduced new toys and activities to keep him engaged. Special efforts were made to ensure Milo felt loved and attended to, hoping that a stronger emotional bond and enriched environment would satisfy his adventurous spirit within the safety of their home. Recognizing that they might need external assistance, the family considered seeking professional training for Milo. They researched animal behavior specialists who could provide insights into Milo's unique personality and needs. The decision to seek professional help was made with Milo's best interests in mind, hoping that expert guidance would help them find a balance between his safety and his natural instincts. Seeking more insight into Milo's past, Stephen contacted the vet who had placed Milo's chip. The conversation was a step back into the unknown history of their enigmatic pet. The vet, intrigued by Milo's story, agreed to help trace his origins. This quest for understanding Milo's past was driven by the hope that knowing where he came from would shed light on his present behavior. The vet managed to track down the contact information for Milo's previous owners and shared it with Stephen. With a mix of apprehension and determination, Stephen reached out to them, hoping they would be willing to share Milo's history. This connection was a crucial link to uncovering the mystery of Milo's past, a piece of the puzzle that the family was eager to place. Initially hesitant, Milo's previous owner finally agreed to speak with Stephen. During the conversation, it became clear that there was reluctance in sharing details about Milo's past. The owner's voice held a note of unease, hinting at a complex history with the kitten. This confession, though guarded, was a significant step towards understanding the reasons behind Milo's peculiar behavior. The previous owner revealed that Milo had always been an escape artist, with a tendency to free other animals. They shared stories of Milo's clever antics and his surprising ability to outwit barriers. This revelation painted a picture of Milo's past, filled with similar patterns of behavior. Knowing this history provided the family with a deeper understanding of Milo's nature and his need for adventure and freedom. In a moment of candidness, the previous owner disclosed the painful decision to abandon Milo. Overwhelmed by his relentless escape attempts and the chaos it caused, they felt they had no other choice. This bitter farewell was a decision made under distress, a last resort for a family unable to cope with Milo's extraordinary behavior. The revelation was a sad testament to the complexity of caring for such an intelligent and spirited animal. The family grappled with the unsettling truth about Milo's past. His history of escape artistry and the turmoil it caused his previous owners cast a new light on his recent behaviors. Understanding the full extent of Milo's actions brought a mix of empathy and concern. This knowledge made the family realize that Milo's needs were complex and required more than just love and security. Faced with the reality of Milo's past, the family found themselves at a crossroads. They debated the feasibility of keeping Milo, considering the safety of their other pets and the challenges of managing his escapades. It was a heavy decision, weighing the love and bond they had formed with Milo against the practical difficulties his behaviour presented. The conversation was filled with a sense of responsibility and care. After much discussion, the family unanimously decided not to give up on Milo. They recognised that abandoning him, as his previous owners had done, was not a solution. Instead, they chose the path of compassion and understanding, acknowledging that Milo deserved a chance to be part of a loving home. This decision reaffirmed their commitment to Milo, strengthening their resolve to find ways to coexist harmoniously. With a renewed sense of purpose, the family worked on building a stronger relationship with Milo. They spent more time with him, understanding his triggers and behaviours and providing him with the attention he craved. They introduced new games and puzzles to keep his mind engaged, and their efforts were met with positive responses from Milo. These moments of bonding brought them closer, deepening their connection. Stephen gathered the family and reassured them of their decision to keep Milo. He spoke of the responsibility they had towards Milo, the importance of providing a stable and loving home, and the joy Milo brought into their lives. His words echoed the family's collective sentiment, reinforcing their commitment to care for Milo, regardless of the challenges. It was a moment of unity and determination, marking a new chapter in their journey with Milo. In response to their renewed commitment, the family implemented additional measures to ensure Milo's safety and prevent him from freeing other animals. They upgraded locks, secured windows, and created Milo-friendly zones within the house. These changes were made with careful consideration, balancing Milo's need for exploration with the safety of the entire household. It was a thoughtful process, demonstrating their dedication to creating a secure and harmonious living environment for all. Despite the new security measures, Milo initially continued to test the boundaries, searching for escape routes with his usual tenacity. However, over time, his attempts gradually became less frequent. The family's efforts to engage and stimulate Milo seemed to be working. He started spending more time playing with his toys and seeking affection, slowly adapting to the limitations while still retaining his spirited nature. As time passed, both the family and Milo began to adjust to the new normal. They found a balance between providing Milo with stimulation and ensuring the safety of their home. The family learned to anticipate and manage Milo's behaviour better, while Milo started to understand his boundaries. This period of adjustment was marked by a growing sense of harmony and understanding as they all learned to coexist more comfortably. Gradually, Milo began to show signs of settling into his home and life with the family. He became more relaxed, often lounging in his favourite spots or playing gently with the other pets. His moments of restlessness decreased, and he seemed to accept his environment with a newfound contentment. The family noticed these changes with a sense of relief and happiness, appreciating the peaceful coexistence they had all worked towards. Reflecting on their journey with Milo, the family realised how much they had grown and learned together. They recognised the strength of their bond, not just with each other, but with Milo as well. This experience had united them in unexpected ways, teaching them about patience, understanding, and the power of compassion. Together, they celebrated the unique and loving bond they had formed with Milo, grateful for the joy and lessons he brought into their lives.